In The Last Airbender, we see a lot of teachers throughout Avatar's journey, but we can't call all of them the best. Now that the new live-action Avatar The Last Airbender is all set to begin a new era for the fans, it's the best time to talk about all the best mentors we saw in the animated series. In this video, we'll tell you about all these mentors. Let's get started. Let's begin with the number 10, Piandao. Master Piandao was one of the best mentors we saw in the whole series. Being a Fire Nation man, he was one great swordmaster and bladesmith. Not just that, he was once a part of the Fire Nation army as well, and later a high-ranking member when he joined the Order of the White Lotus. The reason we consider him one of the best mentors is because of how he taught Zuko and Sokka several sword skills and other stuff as well. This swordsmanship he taught the characters was something that made all of us love him, because not all great swordmasters from the Fire Nation were kind enough to do so. As a skillful teacher, he taught both Sokka and Zuko a wide range of fighting techniques that later helped them to have the upper hand in battles and fights. Not to mention the skills he taught them were the reason why they were finally able to win the 100-Year War. For number 9, we have Monk Gyatso. Monk Gyatso was another great mentor in the series. Originating from the Southern Air Temple, Gyatso was in fact a lot more than just a teacher to Aang. For him, he was the only father figure who taught him much more than fighting and airbending. If we look at it, it's pretty clear that Monk Gyatso was the one who actually helped Aang with his development as a kind person. No wonder why the Avatar always called him the greatest of all. He totally deserved that title because not all mentors could teach him how to behave in different situations. Gyatso trained Aang so that he could use his airbending skills to the fullest, but he was never too strict and always ensured that his student was having fun and actually enjoyed what he was taught. Not to mention, he was also the one to teach Aang about being kind to others and being at peace. Throughout the series, it became pretty evident that his teachings influenced Aang's journey and growth as an avatar. So yes, there's no way to exclude him from this list. Moving on to the 7th best mentor, Rangi. She was also from the Fire Nation and an ex-member of their army. Not just that, she also served as a firebending instructor and a bodyguard to Yoon. For those who don't remember, Yoon was the false avatar. Anyway, back to what we were saying. Apart from Yoon, Rangi was also a mentor to Avatar Kyoshi. Not to mention, she was also a part of a noble family, as Rangi was born in the Sainaka clan. Many regard her as one of the greatest mentors in the Avatar franchise, not only because she trained many, but also because she was skillful. In fact, it's hard to find anyone of her caliber. Along with that, her loyalty, dedication, and fierce personality make her the perfect mentor for everyone who is actually willing to work hard. Another thing you might not know about her is that she wasn't a mentor to just one avatar but two, as she trained both Avatar Kuruk and Avatar Kyoshi. At number 6, we have Zuko. It's true that his character was mostly known for being evil, and some still consider him the main antagonist, and we also get why it was like that for him. After all, his moody quotes and villain-like goals made everyone believe that Zuko was never a good person. But in the latter half of the series, we got to know his side of the story and saw his character grow into a mature guy who befriended many. Not just that, he also became a mentor to Aang and taught him firebending techniques. During this mentorship, he also visited the temples of the Sun Warriors so that he could learn the ancient firebending history. What makes him a great mentor is that he did all of this in order to teach Aang more about firebending. He performed the dragon dance along with Aang, and that's how the two got more wisdom and understanding of firebending. This only happened because Zuko decided to go the extra mile. Next up, we have the 5th best mentor, Roku. You'll agree that he was probably the avatar to ever exist in the whole franchise. He was powerful and was from the Fire Nation. Not to mention, he came after Kyoshi and was the predecessor of Avatar Aang. Along with that, Roku was also a very close friend of Monk Gyatso, which ultimately linked him to Aang as well. To Aang, Roku's memory was something that had immense value throughout his journey of becoming a great avatar. In the series, we saw him appear appear several times just so he could pass down some valuable knowledge to the next avatar. He was dedicated to Aang and did everything he could to help him win the 100-Year War. This was primarily because he himself failed to stop it when he was an avatar. If we talk about his efforts, Roku even placed his soul inside of Aang so that he could help him escape the air temple. Not just that, he even forced Jeong Jeong to teach the new avatar some firebending techniques. At number 4, we have Iroh. He was someone we couldn't hate, even when he was involved in some of the most questionable actions. But still, he was a kind-hearted guy, and we saw him giving great advice and ideas of spirituality throughout the series. He was the uncle to Zuko and Azula, but on top of that, he was also a mentor to his nephew. Despite failing several times, he always tried again to get Zuko on the right path. In short, he was a great mentor who tried until the end so his nephew could be on a better path. Not just that, he taught him through his remarks and quotes, while the two dwelled on different adventures together. If it weren't for his thoughtfulness, we would have never seen Zuko turn into such an amazing mentor and friend to Aang. Moving on, the third best mentor was Toph Beifong. Toph, being a powerful earthbender, was always a perfect teacher, but her way of teaching and sincerity toward her pupils was something that made her one of the best mentors in the whole franchise. Not only was she a mentor to Aang, but also Korra, who became the avatar right after Aang. Another thing that makes her one of the greatest is her significance in the victory against Ozai. She also taught Korra how to overcome the fears that stopped her from getting into her best form. To do so, she showed her how to metal bend poison out of anyone's body. Thanks to her, Korra was able to regain her status as an avatar, which ultimately helped bring peace within the different nations in the world of spirits. Next up at number 2, we have the one and only Kyoshi. She was an avatar from the Earth Kingdom and was known as one of the most powerful ones. Throughout her journey, she battled against multiple opponents and always proved to be the one who deserved the avatar state. Like Avatar Roku, she also remained an important beam of guidance for Aang and Korra. Even though she was a teacher to both, we'd say that Korra Kyoshi was a true mentor. Known for her sense of justice and love for peace, she taught Korra about the bond she had with her previous lives. Not only did she mentor Korra, but also the Kyoshi warriors, who successfully worked for the good even after hundreds of years of her passing. Some even say that for Aang, she held an important place, and he considered her one of his best mentors. Finally, last but on the top, we have Aang. While he himself was a mentee of several of these great mentors, Aang himself was also someone who became a teacher to many. After completing the cycle of his own lifelong journey, he also started guiding the ones who came after him. He appeared to help Korra frequently and guided her to the right path. Not just that, he also ensured that she'd meet all the right people to help her stay in her avatar state. He was someone Korra looked up to, but she never tried to summon him until she actually hit rock bottom. Even at that point, she did it accidentally. At that point, he mentored her in the best way possible. He gave her advice she never knew she needed and said, "When we hit our lowest point, we are open to great change." He guided her to freedom, and we believe no one could have helped her more than that. And with this, it's time for us to wrap it up, fam. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll soon be back with more amazing content. See you in the next one.